Welcome to Coming Out of the Dark podcast, a podcast like none other, where women are empowered, encouraged, and uplifted to be the best version of themselves. Get ready to come from darkness into light with a passion to fulfill purpose. Here is your host, Miss Lady O.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Coming Out of the Dark podcast. It's September 1st, and I believe this month it's a call to lock in, to refocus, and to finish strong. Now, August, let me be honest with you, it was full. From Woman Evolve to Leadership Orange Acceptance and to confirmations in my journey. But as I reflect, I hear God reminding me, don't get so caught up in chasing the applause that you forget the assignment. For a moment, I want us to get comfortable. Let's just really have a really transparent conversation. We all like the applause, but I want to talk about the applause versus assignment. Sometimes we're so focused on validation, recognition, or what others think of us. But what happens when the applause doesn't come? Does that mean the assignment stops? Does it mean it wasn't for you? Or does it mean you must keep building, keep strengthening, keep pouring into yourself, even in the silence? See, for me, that's exactly what happened when I started Lady O Enterprises in 2021. There was no applause, no recognition, no invitations, but I stayed committed. And because I sowed those unseen seeds, 2025 looks nothing like 2021. If you allow me to just share a little bit of what has transpired in 2025. You see, this year, I'm a Marquis Who's Who honoree. I graduated with my bachelor's in human resources management. I'm pursuing my MBA in human resources management in 2026. I'm completing the Empowered Leader manuscript. Oh, and I can't wait for you to receive it. I've also done some work with women of Orange County and beyond. Yeah, I'm 420 semi-women strong, and I'm expanding to a whole new chapter. So, I want to give a moment to give a round of applause, not for myself, but to God. He had a plan for me way back in 2021 and even before then. But in 2021, I decided to trust the plan. I decided to commit to the plan. And like I said, I didn't get a round of applause. I wasn't getting a lot of accolades or invitations or recognitions. But I did the work every single day. Even when I felt discouraged, I worked at it. And now, I'm walking in opportunities that were once prayers. So let's talk about those opportunities. And as I talk about the opportunities that God has blessed me with, I hope it inspires you. I hope that you are able to see the opportunities that God has blessed you with. So, Woman Evolve, let's talk about it. One of the most powerful moments for Woman Evolve was Sarah Jakes Roberts' charge. Her charge was, go back and rest. Now, that struck me because our culture tells us if we're not running, we're not accomplishing anything. But I realized my next wasn't about doing more. My next was about absorbing what I had already built. So, when I came home, I allowed myself to rest. Not only physically, but spiritually as well. I let myself celebrate what God had already done. You see, May, the month of May, wasn't that long ago. And I'm still in the glory of celebrating me receiving my bachelor's of human resources management. That graduation was absolutely awesome. I'm still in the glory of Marquis Who's Who. That nomination and acceptance was overwhelming. I'm still in the glory of conversations that I had with leaders like Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears. That was a one-on-one encounter that has changed my life. I'm still in the glory of building Empower Her coaching and HR consulting. I remember the very day that was spoken into my spirit. I'm still in the glory of the Empower Leader book to come soon. That has helped me to see every challenge that I went through in my career and in my personal journey of life. Oof, it's my voice. It's my heartbeat. It's who I am. It's why I'm here. It is my calling. And I'm still in the glory of accepting Leadership Orange, class of 2026. So I say to you, why dismiss those? Those are the very things that hold me up. Those are my reminders that God has been faithful. Rest. Rest doesn't mean you're inactive. Rest means you're receiving. You're allowing what's been poured into you to rise to the surface. So for those of you who are listening to me and you're wondering, oh my goodness, how did she accomplish all those things? How long did it take? How did she do it? When did she do it? What is the secret ingredient? It's no secret. It's hard work, dedication, belief, and faith. That's what you need. And I know many of you are like me, holding down that 9 to 5 as well as being an entrepreneur. I want to speak to you. Yeah, you. The person holding down that 9 to 5. I want to also speak to those balancing a 9 to 5 while building a business. I've had people say to me, oh, you're an entrepreneur, but you still have a 9 to 5. The first time I heard it, it stung. I'm going to be honest with you. It stung. I wasn't ready to respond. But when I went to God, He reframed it for me. My 9 to 5 isn't a contradiction to my calling. It's a part of it. You see, sometimes your 9 to 5 is the training ground. Sometimes it's the provision while your vision grows. Sometimes it's the exposure that develops your talents. Don't let anyone diminish that. Don't let whispers tell you your journey is less valid because you're not full-time yet. Your 9 to 5 is part of the overall purpose. And now, I hold my head high, my back straight, and I know exactly how to answer when someone questions it. Ask me, and I'll tell you. This is part of my assignment. So, Let's get to work. Take a moment this month and reflect over these 3 questions. 1. Ask yourself, am I chasing applause or honoring the assignment? 2. What victories from this year do I still need to celebrate instead of rushing past them? And 3. How can I reframe the parts of my journey that others may misunderstand and see them as divine pieces of my purpose? And as you begin to write out the responses to those questions, I want you to ask yourself, what is one area where I need to lock in and stay faithful, even without applause? You see, it is the chasing of the applause that really trips us along our journey. You want people to see you as valuable, as worthy, as accepting. But the thing is, you have to see that in yourself. You have to be able to walk into rooms and know exactly who you are. Because trust and know, there will always be someone that's going to tell you who they think you are. And if you do not have a knowing within yourself to navigate through the dark spaces of the environments that you're about to walk into, the self-sabotaging thoughts are going to rise. And it's going to convince you that you are not good enough. Why do I share this with you? Because this is what I experience often. And now, I welcome it. Because every time it happens, I grow and I become strengthened. So I like to say, yeah, tell me what you think of me, whether it's verbally or non-verbally. And I'm happy to remind myself of who I am. That's power. That's strength. That's courage. You see, because the other voices, they're small, and don't pay attention to them. Remember your assignment. Hold true to it. And never deviate from the plan that God has given you. So with that being said, I'm going to ask you to hold on to 2 things here. One of them is going to be an affirmation. I want you to say this at any moment throughout the day that you need it. Say, I honor my assignment. I celebrate my progress. I trust God's timing. And I walk boldly in purpose. Let's say it again. I honor my assignment. I celebrate my progress. I trust God's timing. And I walk boldly in purpose. Let's say it one more time. I honor my assignment. I celebrate my progress. I trust God's timing. And I walk boldly in purpose. Allow yourself to feel that. Hold on to that. Put that in your purse or put it in your wallet. And as you're maneuvering through your 9 to 5 that God has blessed you with, and whenever you go into environments that want to shrink who you are, pull that affirmation out. And I want you to recite it as many times as you need it. And then walk back into that room. Head held high, back straight. And know that when you speak with the authority of who God said you are. Now, I also want to provide you with a scripture. And that would be Galatians 6:9. And it says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Hold on to that scripture. Recite it as often as you need it and be encouraged by it. So, here's my encouragement. As we step together into September and beyond, let's lock in. Let's refocus. Let's celebrate what God has already done and trust Him for what's ahead. Hey, if you're working a 9-to-5 and building a vision, walk in it boldly. If you're waiting on applause, let God's wink be enough. Don't rush past your blessings. Don't diminish your progress. This month, decide how you want to finish 2025. Let it be with faith. Let it be with dignity. Let it be with clarity. And let it be with courage. Courage to keep building the assignment God placed in your hands. Be blessed.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Please subscribe to this podcast and like, share, and follow on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, be well, be safe, and be kind to yourself.